Let's check the stream. Hello, hello. Can everybody hear me? Hello. Hello, hello. Can everybody hear me? Hello. Alright. Alright, my mic seems fine. Might want to add some audio. Background music, probably. Let's add some music. Leg maar gewoon eens bed weer.
Créer des
Alright. Let's see. Listen how loud it is. Stop bij jongen. Stop bij jongen. Alright guys, we are back and we are up and running. How y'all doing? Ain't you? Ja, anders. Ik heb mijn ding nu opstaan. Welcome to the stream. We're just gonna be working on a little stylus low poly like shooter game, top down. Did some things off camera, made this like little shop UI that we're gonna be using, and also made like the character, like the little icons you see here. I haven't tested it in game yet, so we're just quickly gonna do that. So let's say blueprint, just get the default third person for now, and on gameplay, just want to see how it looks. Just gonna create a widget, just going to be the shop, and for now let's add the viewport. Let's see when we press play. Okay. As you can see, we have the shop, but we have no balance. We have balance, obviously, but let's quickly add some spacing between this balance and this one. Say fill to this, and then both of these fill as well. Now let's do auto. Let's make sure this one has like 25 padding on the left, something like that. Maybe this one 25 on the right, something like that. Right, add a little padding amount. Okay, so by default, no money. Okay. Alright, shop looks good. Let's quickly make it so we can show it with like a button. Let's go to project settings, input, action mappings, open inventory, or open shop it is. And let's do F for the shop, why not? Get rid of this because we don't need that. Let's get rid of the VR stuff. There we go. Okay, so open shop to flip flop. Create widget. Shop. Shop. Then the viewport. Only want to do that when it is actually valid. So let's convert to validate again. Okay, if it's valid, we'll do that. Otherwise, don't do that. Then to destroy it, we just wanna once again check if it's valid. If it's not valid on this one, because we don't want to do it if it is already on the screen. So to then destroy it, check it if it is valid. If it is, remove from parent so it destroys it, and always make sure you clear this shop. Okay. So now it should work. So if I go here, I press F. There you go. We have our shop already open. Awesome. Now we just need to set it so that if the shop gets opened, we want to get player control. And we want to set input mode gaming UI. Okay. And the widget it has to focus in is the shop. And then just do set show mouse cursor to be true. So we actually see our little cursor. Okay, so that's that. When we get rid of the shop now, just wanna get player controller again. You wanna say set show mouse cursor to be false. And then set input mode to game mode. Audio. There you go. So I can actually hear what I'm saying. disappear now. Why is that? Okay, let's just try that again. If we now open it, we can still move our character, but we can also access the shop, which is what we want. Yeah. So all the characters are locked by default, right? They also have the price. Let's continue doing that. So character slot. Let's make the character so we can actually get the pricing for this. Okay. So we're going to go into our core, make a blueprint actor, call it BP Hero Master. Actually, no, we want to make it from our character, from our third-person character, right? Because we want to be able to control it. So this will be the BP Hero Master. Okay. Or we make them pawns. It depends what we want to do. Do we want to be able to control them? Probably, right? So I'll keep it as a player, I think. We'll just make it easier, right? So when you control them, we do. Let's make another one and call it. Well, let's make it logically, because now we're just doing random stuff, right? So let's get rid of this. Cut that. We're gonna set up a master player controller in our core first. So make a player controller, call it CRNTL player controls. Okay. Open this guy up, and we're gonna do all the master stuff in here, like all the controls in here. Let's create that. Should be good. And we can just say self with this. Get a reference to ourselves. That goes in there. Because we are the player controller. Okay. So, same here. There you go. So now it should still work. If I go to my, let's create a game mode. We're gonna do GM survival. Player controller, control player controls. The pawn is going to be the, well, it depends which one we're going to be using, right? Depending on the character you want to start as. So in our game mode, we want to, can we just say set default pawn, set the default pawn class to whichever one we select, right? Which, if we go into our person, we can drag this into core as well for a second. Okay. We want to have different characters, so what we're going to do is just get a master. This is the master. He's going to have all the weapons and stuff like that, right? Then we want to have a data table with structs. It's going to be making it a lot easier to put everything in there, I think. You can also do it manually, I guess, but maybe do it manually for now. So we're just going to see how many heroes we have. We'll start with the default. Okay. So I'll start with BP, hero, male, or like defaults or starter or stuff like that. Just grab the camera, the character, and you'll say male full or basic male SK. There you go. And if we now go into the game mode, we can actually say use the Hero Master. If we set our game mode to be in this world, and we get rid of this guy, we press play. We actually don't have one. Why is Okay, there you go. Now we have our character in the game. Okay. Let's quickly set up how the camera will look. That's pretty easy to do. Just grab your camera, your male character, go into the master, then drag it off to the side for a second. Grab the camera boom, and you first of all disable the pitch, right? So we can't look up and down. Then we want to, if I pilot this character. Now we have the how it's going to look for us. So I definitely want to do it up, right? And maybe like something like far away, like 3,000, 5,000 maybe. Don't do collision testing. Something like that would be fine. If I get rid of the walls, it's better to see. But if I now go into the game, there you go. This would be your like little character. You can move around, but you can't go up and down. And how I did that was just in the camera boom. I disabled collision test so it doesn't go like colliding with walls. Then I said don't inherit pitch, which means you can't look up and down because that's not what we want. And then I just adjusted the arm length, right? Now I'm just going to be adding a little rotation lag and a little bit of lag, just so the character looks like a little bit more life. You'll see. If I now start moving, you see it like stops it a little bit, you know what I mean? Just to make it look a little bit better. But I might set this to be very low number, so it takes. So it kind of like takes a minute to stop, I think. It is lower. Yeah. Lower values are more lag. Now if I turn as well, you'll see like it has like it doesn't stop instantly, if you know what I mean. It's too low. Say something like that. There you go. We have a little bit of a control, you know what I mean? Now let's quickly enable AGR. I love using this plugin. It's really good. It's good for multiplayer, also for single player games. I like it a lot. I use it all the time, so we're gonna be using it. And it's free, so that's the main thing. That's like the main thing. I love the fact that it's free. For everybody who's watching the VOD after the stream, welcome. We're just gonna be working on a little top-down shooter. It was more meant as like an AMA, you know, but we'll just see how far we get, you know. Just gonna be doing it for a couple hours. We'll see how far we get, and yeah. So this will be the AVP for the player, animation blueprint. And for now, what we're going to do is just, because they have, let's say, walk. No, it's, what's it called? Move, right? No? Run? Yeah. Run forward, run backwards, left and right. Okay, so we need a full blend space. So we just create a animation, blend space, the basic mail. We're gonna be calling it BS for the default, like no weapon walk. So no weapon locomotion. Open that. I'm gonna do a little bit quicker, just so we'll see some progress, you know what I mean? Because if I go slow, it's gonna take a while before we see actual progress. So, no weapon idle. So let's say idle normal, no weapon, then run, backwards. So run backwards, run forwards, run left, and run right. Okay. Now in our animation blueprint, we can actually, on begin play, this is actually a really good tip that I want to show you guys. So if you go to the begin play, we're gonna get a reference to our master. So cost to master, hero master. Gonna be saving that as a variable, right? And now the way you can use multiple animation blueprints for use one animation blueprint for multiple characters, I'm sorry. First we're gonna be checking if it's valid, right? Check if the character. If the character is valid, then we can do it and everything else, right? Now what you can then do is actually go into your hero master. What we're actually going to do is make it into a struct because we're gonna have a lot of animations. So let's create a structure, call it st hero info. Okay. And here we're gonna have stuff like the name, cost, like how much it costs to unlock that character. Then we want to have a description, which will be a text as well. Then we want to have a texture, so the icon, which is a texture 2D. Then we want to have a weapon. The weapon is going to be using, so weapon, which is a skeletal mesh object reference. Then we want to use a, actually we're going to do this different. Let's create a blueprint class actor, call it BP weapon master. Okay. And we are going to do the BP weapon master class reference, so we can specify which weapon it is. Okay. Then we want to have a, so name, cost, description, icon, weapon. We'll say hero mesh, which skeletal mesh it is. Skeletal mesh. Okay. Just an object. And we're going to be moving that up, say hero mesh. And now we have the animations, right? So we're going to make a variable. First one is going to be a blend space. We're going to be calling this the local motion, the weapons, and we'll put that in the, we'll actually put that in the weapon actors as well. So what we just need to have is a default locomotion on begin play. So let's make a state machine, right? I'm gonna call this default locomotion. Okay, let's try that here. And we want to layer this. So let's first save a cache post from this. I will say default locomotion. Okay, then let's make a default locomotion. So we'll say idle. Okay, and then have a movement or locomotion state. So the state we're going to be using is if he is not idle, then he's moving, obviously. And if he is idle, he goes back. Okay. Now, depending on what he is in, which state he is in, we want to have different idle and different movement, right? Makes sense. So to actually do that, what we can do is make a we can make a data table of animations. I think that's might be the best thing, and then we can just find the weapon that it has and use that animation. Or we can do a switch in the animation blueprint. So if you do here, you can do like a switch depending on which animation it has. And then fill in all the animation, like the default ones, but I don't really like that way. So we need to find a way to do it like inside of a blueprint. Okay, so we're gonna make a enumeration, call it en weapon state or weapon type, or we can do gameplay tags. A gameplay tag might be really easy as well, like might be really good. Let's do that. Let's do use gameplay tags. Data table, make a gameplay table tag row, call it DT top down shooter GPT. It stands for gameplay tags. Now the first one we're going to create is called combat unarmed. Okay, and we'll say unarmed. Okay, like that. Go into the project settings, go into the gameplay tags, add the table to the gameplay tags. There you go. And now if we go here, or go into our character, sorry. Hello, handsome. Hey, Kairaid. How you doing, buddy? Feeling better? So the base pose is unarmed. Okay. So the base pose is going to be unarmed. And then in the anim graph, in my idle, I can do a switch or get our gameplay tag, our base pose. You can switch on that. Remove execution pin. How do I usually do this? I usually make multiple animation blueprints. Meh, I will probably feel better when next week is over. Why is that? Oh right, you have tests, right? Like stuff to do. Pretty sure you have like tests or something. Well, we can see if it's equal to unarmed, right? We can do it that way. Let's just say unarmed in here, so no weapon idle. So I kind of want to get started on this. So no weapon is in the idle. This is the blend space for the no weapon locomotion. Okay. We are just going to do this. So you have forward and you have right locomotion. Make sure that this has like a little bit of target weight. And then in my animation graph, what we're just going to do is, instead of doing that, well, we can, but I just need to do a master switch. Yeah, exams and stuff, but they never end, to be fair. Yeah, I mean, they take a long time to do, my friend. And they suck, so I feel your pain. So main switch, that will go into a conduit, which is the state switcher. Okay. All we want to check here if the base post is a gameplay valid tag, then we can go into here. We can enter the transition. And let's say the first one is a state, which is the unarmed. Okay. Then all you check is just if the base pose is equal to the unarmed tag, then do that. Okay. Now to go out of it, again, check if it's not equal to that tag. There you go. And if it is, you just go and get the default locomotion. Go in here and just paste that in here. Okay. Now we have this. This will be the new default locomotion stuff. Now we can layer this. So layered blend per bone. So you have your use cache pose. So this is your default pose, right? And now to layer it so you can use the upper body separately, what you do is that you make a slot, right? Like you do for animation montages. And in the anim slot manager, you just put, make a slot for like upper body, right? We can assign that slot now. And if we save this, which is layered locomotion, what it will do now is actually, if you put here, so rotation blend, yes, spine 0, 1, and let's say blend depth of 3, so it does all spine. Okay, now we can put the layered pose in here. For Mario. Well, okay. Now in the event graph, if the character is valid, we just quickly want to set up the values so we can actually use them. So divided by 360. This just normalizes the value between 0 and 1. Makes it easier to work with blend spaces. So copy this, paste this here so it actually same thing. And set that up to be the right side, like so. Okay, compile and save. Now that is set up, and if we now add this to our... Also, I shared your message in some more servers to up your amount of watches. Hope it helps. Oh man, appreciate that. Yeah, I'm also doing like webcam. Oh, you're not mod yet? I thought you were mod like a long time ago. How do I do that? Go here and then do this and add as a moderator. And I gave you a full mod. Like you're a full moderator now. So if I give him the ABP for the player and we use like a default, let's say, let's use a basic meal, right? So basic meal, as you can see now it actually works. Alright, so now that we have that, our hero male should be walking around unarmed. So if I delete this guy and go into the game, he actually does not. Why is that? Let's see. I think it is because we just haven't updated him yet. Yeah, we haven't updated him. It doesn't... We made the character before we made the child parent. But there you go. Now we have a little unarmed fella. And he is running around, you know, living his life. Okay. So that's like if we control him, right? That's what this is. Like we control him, so now we have this control over him. Now if I go into my hero master, at default I'm gonna set it to desire rotation. So the moment you possess him, right? The moment you play him, he will actually rotate to where you are looking. You know? So if you're in combat, like he's gonna do this. So you have control over him like this, instead of like he turning when you move. There you go. Now that we have that, we can actually let's actually start working on the like the functionality of the game. Okay, so by default we don't want to have any character spawn. We want to have a, let's make a blueprint class, call it PP player main cam. We just want to have a camera, right? That can move around, that's it. So let's add a camera. And now if I add this camera, oh, it's actually not a pawn, so I can't possess it. I'm an idiot. Make it a pawn actually. So PP player cam default. Open this up, make it a camera. Okay. And use pawn control rotation. Now if I set this up to be the BP cam default location thingy, and I press play, there we go. Now we have a camera, right? We can't move it though. That's the thing. We have no control. And the control actually comes from, if I go into my master, we have this, we need this movement input, and we need the turning input. So if we paste that right here, it's not gonna look pretty for now, but we'll clean it up later. You see, now we actually have functioning rotation and movement. Our movement is not working yet though. And the reason for that is, let me take a look why that is. Our camera, it's because it needs to be the default input. No. Why is that? Add controller yaw input. Add movement input. Should be fine. I think it is because it doesn't have anything that's actually movable. So what if I make a static mesh, which is just gonna be like a cube, right? Just a small cube. The camera is attached. The camera is attached to the small cube. Okay, like so. And we hide the cube, so we invisible. We need to set up the set input mode game and UI. We have no control. Like, we can move the camera, that's fine, right? But the main issue is if I press WASD, we can't move the character. I think it is because it doesn't have character movement. So it might be that we need to make it into a character. Pretty sure we have to make it into a character. Whatever. It's not that big of a deal. It's just annoying. I could do it with the pawn as well, but then I would have to like add impulse on location and calculate how much and stuff. So it's easier to just get a player character to do this. By default, we want to set it to set movement mode to be flying, so we ignore gravity effects and stuff, and we can just do that. Then add a camera. Okay. Pawn control rotation. That is correct. Now we just grab the controls again. So if you go into the, where is it? Your master. Copy the controls again. Go here. Paste the controls. So now we're flying. And in our player control we have that. So if I set this up to be our new one that we just created, and press play. Okay, there you go. Now we actually have control over it, you know? So we can move the camera like this, and we can like move it around. There you go. It has no gravity, so it doesn't stop, right? Because that's no friction to the floor. You could change that and just have like like she's showing. If we don't do this, right? And we set it to be on the floor and we just add a camera boom to it. Spring arm, sorry, it's called. Add a spring arm, add the camera to the spring arm. You can then zero out this rotation. Don't use pawn control, but use it on the spring arm instead. Don't do collision test. Now you want to be just, well, let's use an anyway. So let's say 2000, right? Like far away. If I now press play, there you go. Now you can see, like, if we stop, it actually stops, you know? The whole issue we're running into now by doing it this way, right, is the capsule actually has collision. You see? Now it's like in, like, touching this cube. So you just have to put your capsule component and put it on no collision. But if you do that, it's gonna fall through the floor. See? So you can't have that either. So what you can do is just make sure that the capsule component itself, put it on custom, right? And you want to ignore everything except the world statics. Wait, are they set up as world dynamics? Because that would be dumb. Let's see. Custom, make it a world static. Okay, that's fine. And these ones are, let's say, custom, make all of these like world dynamics, right? So custom, make them world dynamic. Wait, what's going on here? Collision enabled, only block world static, and put this as a object type of pawn, really doesn't matter. Okay, now we can actually walk through the cubes. So that's how you like make sure that you can still walk through. To make it so you can actually see it for now, I'll just unhide the capsule component. So that's where the character is right now, right? As you can see, I can just walk through it, no problem now. But we can walk up the edge. So to fix that, what you can do is, if I, for example, add a blocking value, okay, box, make it hollow, okay, and we just scale this up to be the size of the world, roughly. Hello, webcam stream, I see noise. Yes, I am gonna be using a webcam from now on. Thought it makes it, you know, a little bit more personal, I would say. Might be a little bit more fun for you guys as well, so definitely gonna be doing that. I'm trying to work out this. Oh, hollow or solid. It should be a hollow cube, but I think the reason it's not working is because they need to be walls, you know what I mean? So if we do that, just put one here, then put another one like on the side, on the left and on the right. So one here and then another one on this side. Press play. Now we shouldn't be able to walk up the edge anymore. There we go. As you can see, the character now gets blocked from exiting the map, which is good because you don't want this one to be, you know, that you can go out of it, if that makes sense. Next thing we're going to be working on is some scroll zooming, so you can zoom in and out when using this mode. So let's say go into input. It needs to be an axis event actually. So axis, and let's say scroll zoom. Make it the mouse wheel. Okay. Would you like to join some modded Minecraft later? No, I don't think I will. I don't really play a lot of Minecraft anymore. Don't really like it, to be honest. can delete this. We don't need that. It's surprising that you guys are actually playing like other games at BDO though. I was not expecting that. Alright, so we have our scroll zoom. We want to have this value, but we want to multiply that a little bit because it's going to be like a one axis. You know what I mean? Let's multiply that by... What do you mean you can't even play video? Set target arm length, and we want to interpret this from our current arm length. So we have this plus this, right? Now we need to grab the spring arm location, get target arm length, and we want to be adding this value to it. So add this value, right? That's going to be our new value. And then we want to hoezo was die vol? Was die stond boven tafels misschien? Sorry. Ja, dat wist ik niet. Ja, maar ik werd juist aan het klagen dat je geen was meer had. Alright, so get roll delta seconds. This will like interpret, say like, it can be pretty fast. Let's say like 10. That's gonna be our new interpret speed, our new target arm length. So let's see if it works now. It should work, but never know. Let's press play. And now if I scroll, as you can see, we're zooming out and we're zooming back in. That's perfect. Maybe a little bit faster, because like it's pretty slow. All right. So we have zoom. That's good. But we also want to block that so it doesn't go too far, right? So we can get this clamp, this thing, and we can clamp it before we interpret. And this is the target, and then this is the current. And we want to clamp it between, say minimum 500, max 4000. Okay. So now if I zoom in, it stops at 500, so you can't go more than 500. And if I now let go, it can't go more than 4000. So it just kind of blocks it so you don't go too far and too close. I think 500 is a little close, but we'll see. So now we have that. That is our default. Okay. The whole point of the game is like, by default, you're gonna spawn in like a little village. Your character is going to spawn in a little village. He's going to like roam around randomly, and you can then like click on it. You can click on the character, and then it will pop up a little box that says like possess. If you click on that, you will actually go into the control of this character, and then you can play as him. So you can then like, I don't know what the hell it's doing now, but you get the point. You can then control him, fight him. So yeah, that's kind of what we're going to be working on. So let's just make sure that if it's not being possessed, that it will do random tasks. Okay. And the task it's going to do is just or we just make it into like an actual shooter game, not like this not this like MMO kind of thing. That might just be for the best, where you just control the character. You can still zoom in and out, right? But it's like you just don't control a separate character like this. we can just grab this, go into my hero master and just paste it in here, right? So if I now set it up to use this character by default, so let's say hero male, and my hero master actually has a compiling issue. Why? Get the spring out because it's a camera boom. It's called a camera boom in here, so it doesn't find it. Okay, now it's fine. So now if I play, I can play as this little character. I can zoom in. Okay. And I can zoom out. But now I want to make it so that the character actually looks at where my mouse is, right? Because I want him to follow the mouse. Like follow the mouse rotation. The way we can do that is actually go into the hero master and we go on the tick event, right? And what you can do is get the player controller. And we want to get mouse position. Wait, what's it called? Under mouse. Get hit result under cursor by channel. So now you get all the hit results of your mouse at this time. We just want to have this location, right? What you can do from this is do rotation. Find look at rotation. This will be the target, except we don't want to have the Z value from this. So we can split this, the X and Y go into here. No Z, and for the X value, we want to get the get actor location, and also X and Y. The reason we're not doing Z is because we don't want him to be able to look up and down, right? It's just like a 2D kind of game. And then we want to interp this to make it smooth. That, like so. Delta time is delta seconds. Interp speed, let's say 15. Then we want to get control rotation or get actor location rotation. Not to transform, get actor rotation. So that's our default. Do that, and then we want to set actor rotation and set to that value. Okay, so now basically it should work. So there you go. Now he's actually looking at where the cursor is. Depending on how close I get, it turns faster. Further away, we start turning slower. Unless it doesn't trace anything, like it hits outside of bounds, then it won't do that. And yeah, there we go. So now we have our cursor that we can follow. And we can make this cursor be like, if you hover over an enemy, it will like turn into like a combat cursor kind of thing. Yeah. But there you go. You can turn around with holding the mouse, like so. Okay. So that's good. That's working as well. Awesome. Let's see. The shop still works, right? So I'm in here, can walk around. If I press F, we have our little shop, and then we can, for example, you're gonna start as one guy, right? The default male. You're gonna be the default starting kind of guy. We do need to change that because I saw that our controller, when we get out of the shop, it actually sets it to game only, but we don't want that. So we want it to stay in game and UI. So we actually see our mouse as well. So okay, so we always see our mouse. So I can open the shop. There you go. Then you would be able to buy a character. When you do that, like if you click to buy it, you will have the character attached to your mouse, and then you can click it, it will drop it there, and then it will be another character that will help you fight people. that will also look at your I'm not sure if I want to make it so he also looks at your mouse, or he just randomly starts attacking like the nearest mob. I think just the nearest mob probably will be the best thing. Or I can make it that if you open the shop, you can like upgrade your character to whatever you want, right? So you can like upgrade to the bear. It will change the mesh, the character to the bear. And then you have that bear with that weapon, stuff like that, depending on which wave. So you have like different abilities for each character. I think I might do that. That sounds actually more interesting than having multiple characters. Okay, so let's actually do that. So in our, where is it? We don't need this cam. Let's try to keep it nice and organized. All right, so this is in my master, which is this. So let's say scroll zoom. I messed up the type. Okay, scroll zoom. Okay. Now let's actually make it so you have the structure in here. So we're gonna call it ST player info, which was the ST player info. I think I said hero info, right? Yeah, hero info. Okay. Now we can fill this in by default, right? So for our hero male default, which is our default character, we have our struct here. For our shop, let's put this into a private do not touch. Okay. So we just don't touch it, right? So now it also doesn't put it here. Okay. So this one is going to be called the hero default. Okay. The mesh is the male, basic male. Cost, let's say that the character, if you buy it in the shop, is gonna cost like 800, right? Default player for when the game starts. Okay. The texture is going to be the default male, and the weapon is going to be the assault rifle. Or let's say the default one has a pistol, not an assault rifle. All you do in here is just add a skeletal mesh, which will be the weapon. And let's give it, by default, we don't have anyone, like no weapon. All right, now let's create PP pistol, PP pistol, and the weapon is going to be the pistol. There you go. And in our master default, his weapon is going to be the pistol. Okay. What we can do now in here is actually go into the construction script, so here, and get this. We're going to split this, and we're actually going to be using most of this. Okay. So for the mesh, we're going to say set skeletal mesh to be the mesh. Then we want to get the weapon, right? And we are going to be putting, like, attaching to the weapon, to the mesh, we're going to be attaching a child actor, which is going to be the weapon. On construction script, we are going to say set child actor class and be attaching our weapon. Okay. And in our hero master, we haven't filled anything else in, so you're not going to see anything. But if I go to the master default, you see the pistol is actually here, right? Now, in the weapon class itself, we actually want to get this, and we want to say get child. Actually, after we set this up, we want to get child actor. Okay. We want to cost to weapon master. Convert to pure cost. And we're actually going to be putting this into a little function, call it f get current get weapon. Okay, pure and constant. In here, just make sure that we add a return node and we put that in there. We'll say weapon. Okay, now in our construction script, after we have our weapon, what we can say is we want to get the animation that it's using and then set up our blend space to be using that one instead, right? Or depending on this, we want to set the we can do set a base pose depending on which weapon we have, but I think the best thing is just to directly put that in there, so we only have to use one. Yeah, it's gonna be best thing, because what I've done here, I don't really like this thing that we do. So I'm gonna get that one out of there. I'm going to delete this, put this in here. Okay, we're gonna be using something else. So we're actually gonna go in here. For the idle, we're gonna unbind this and we're gonna say the idle pose. Okay, and then for our movement, we are going to unbind this as well, and we're gonna say locomotion. Okay, compile and save. And now in our hero master, okay, we're gonna go into the weapon master now, and we're gonna be adding some variables. Okay, so the first one we're gonna do is the idle pose, which will be a anim sequence. Okay, compile, and by default have nothing. And we want to duplicate and say the locomotion for the weapon, and that's going to be a blank space. Compile and save. By default it's nothing, but if I now go to the pistol, actually let's make the pistol one first. So BS pistol locomotion. Okay, open this up and we say pistol idle. What's it called for this? Let's see. Battle art, animations. We have double handgun, but I want the handgun. Okay, handgun stance it's called. So let's say handgun. No, what's it called then? HG. Yeah, HG01. Okay, HG01 idle. Idle normal because he's not ADSing. Then run. Run backwards. Run forwards. Run left. Run right. Let's actually put the battle. Let's put the battle one in here, because otherwise he's gonna be moving his hand and it's not looking up pretty. And now in the pistol, just gonna go into our pistol real quick. We're gonna be setting up the blend space to be the pistol and the HG01 idle battle. Okay. Now in our player, in our animation blueprint, what we're going to do is we are going to, from our hero master, after it got called valid, right, we are going to get weapon, our function, which is get weapon. We want to get the idle pose, and we want to get the locomotion, and we're going to be setting that up. So the idle pose is going to be our idle, and our locomotion is going to be our locomotion, like so, just like that. Add a little bit so it's cleaner, and there you go. So now if I go into the game, as you can see, he has his pistol. Like, he has the animations for the pistol movement now. But now we need to attach it to the socket. And we don't have the sockets yet. So what we need to do is I'm gonna say HC01 at the belt line. We're gonna be making a socket for this guy. So on the and R socket, I'm just going to copy this and paste, calling this the pistol socket. I'm gonna copy the name and add preview and say pistol. Now we're just gonna be moving it so it looks good. So something like that. Move it a little bit like this. Let's see. Move it so it fits the hands a little better. Move it down a little, maybe. It won't be 100% match because these animations aren't the best, but I think if it's like something like this. I think he's holding it down in the battle animation. Whatever, we can change this later down the line. Okay, so now we have this socket. So let's go to the SD Hero info. Let's make a new, it's a name. I would say weapon attach bone. Okay, now in our master default, we have our pistol, Hero master compile. So we can go into our male default. The pistol is going to the pistol socket, go into the Hero master. And from there, what we want to do is actually get this again, and we want to say get our weapon and attach component to component. We want to attach it to the mesh, right? Attach it to our character, and the bone is going to be the bone. So snap, snap, and snap. Once again, default, nothing is going to change, nothing is going to be there, but in our male default, now he's actually holding the pistol. Okay. Now by default, it's going to be unarmed, but if we go into the game, he is actually holding his pistol now. And he's looking where the player is pointing at, so that's good. Right, seems to be working. So now we have our default character. Okay. So that's good. We have this, we have the zoom in so we can zoom. Don't really like the lag, the camera lag where it like moves away from the character. I think this is a lot better. Where it like kind of follows closely. I think this just looks a lot better. So yeah, we'll do it like this. Okay. Now, let's first of all make it so that the... I'm actually gonna turn the light up a little bit because it's quite dark on the screen. I've noticed. So I'll keep this. Let's make it lighter. There you go. That's a little too light, but we can turn it down just a tad. This should be better, right? That's fine, whatever. Right? It's a little light still on my forehead, but whatever. Nobody should judge me for that, right? Right? Such an idiot. I'm such a fucking fool. Alright, let's continue. So we have our character, he can move around, he can do all of that. Let's actually check out the map we're going to be using. Just turn it down because it's gonna have to compile quite a bit. But let's go into the village map. Yeah, my camera's gonna be lagging a little bit, so bear with me. It's just because I'm loading up a massive map. it will have to load everything in. So, and since I'm streaming, it doesn't really like that a lot. Just bear with me for a minute. I'll actually disable my camera for a second until it's better. Or not. Okay. That's fine. It's working. Let's see how fast it compiles the shaders. This kind of is the map that we're going to be using, like a style like this. Where at night, like monsters are going to come out, try to fight you. The monsters are going to be in here, which is the... let's put it down here for a second so I can show you. So you're gonna have different kind of monsters attacking you. So let's say a fun little dragon, stuff like that. Skeletons, right? But skeletons with like the weapons already attached, so like that. Those are gonna be fighting you. Some like little bed bugs, spider type things. Turtle shells, which are going to be like projectiles that get shot at you. Orcs, which are going to be like mini bosses. Going to be scaled up quite a bit. You have your golem, which I can change the color. Default player material. You can change materials on these guys, but I just don't know how to do it just yet. We'll look into that later. But yeah, you're gonna have like different types of enemies fighting you, and the goal is just to survive the night. And then once you survive the night, you can actually like build defenses for your little village, right? You can like build defenses and survive as long as you can, basically. So if I go in here, yeah, it has no default. So let's go to survival top down, your meal default. There we go. Let's turn the quality back up because oh shit. Okay. It's a little too high for quality for my PC. Let's put that like medium. Okay. So yeah, this will be like kind of the scale of the game and how the game will look, so you can like zoom out to see where they're attacking you from. So let's say they're attacking from that side, then you know, so you can like run towards it and you can start fighting them, you know, stuff like that. You can start fighting them. You have to protect the villagers, and in the center, like right here, is gonna be like your core, and if they get to the core and they destroy it, you lose, right? That's gonna be like the aim of the game. I'm not gonna be using this map specifically, but I just want to show you like the style of map, like the style that it's gonna be. So if anybody has some like if anybody has some ideas for other stuff, let me know. Or if you guys say no, it doesn't look that good, I wanna use something else, just let me know. I would love to get some input on this, because I'm not actually completely sure yet. Sounds fun? Well, I hope so. It's just gonna be like a little game, right? Like a mini game. It's not gonna be a serious. It shouldn't be taken serious, right? It's just gonna be like a little fun mini game type thing. But yeah, probably gonna do something like that. Maybe that you can actually upgrade the scaling so you can like build far farther. I still need something to do during the day, because during the day you don't have anything to do, right? You just wait until it's night to fight. So maybe I'll make it so that during the day you can collect like wood or some wood and stone and stuff, so you can build like the walls. Maybe, not sure yet. Maybe you have like a camera that's like something like this, right? For when you're actually like building, so you can use a separate camera to like build stuff. Have like a separate building system maybe. But yeah, I just want to see if it has like, it has knife animations. I just want to see if it would be like usable as like chopping wood and stuff animations, or if I have to make some of my own. Which I obviously, like, I can do that. That's not that big of an issue. Just want to see where the attack is from this. Power up, roll left, roll right, run, jump, angle, dash left, roll left, up, stab. I mean, I think you can use that for like wood chopping. We'll see, we'll see. For now, we're not going to be worrying about that too much. But yeah, that's going to be the map that we're going to be using. Like those kind of assets. For now, let's just go back into the default map, because there's no point in being there. We're just testing out some stuff right now. So yeah. What's the next thing that we should focus on? Maybe shooting the weapon, and then we can get some AI in here so we can actually start playing the game and like assigning money and being able to buy the new characters, I think, or like upgrade your character. I think might be the first thing that we want to do. So let's start with the first thing then, and that is firing the weapon, which we need some muzzle effects and some sounds for that. So let's get some muzzle flashes in here. Muzzle flashes. Do that in the that's fine. Now we need some sounds. So don't really think I have good like weapon sounds that sound fun. Let's just see if I can find some. So well, we'll just use some realistic ones for now. And then later down the line, we'll just replace them with some stylized or like low poly sounds. So we'll just say the war SFX bundle. Just use that one. Okay. So now we have both of those. So let's go into the weapon master for now, and we want to. When we fire the weapon, we'll make a custom event, fire weapon. Okay. First thing we want to check is whether it has enough ammo. So let's make clip ammo, which is our ammo that we have in our weapon currently. Then let's say max clip ammo. Then let's make max stock ammo. The amount of ammo you have at stock, and then max stock ammo. Okay. And by default on the gameplay, we want to set our stock ammo to our max stock ammo, and our clip ammo to our max clip ammo. That way we only have to set up like two variables instead of. And in our pistol, we just want to say the max clip ammo is 12, and the stock is going to be like 180. Why not? Okay. Now that we have that, we want to, when we fire the weapon, first thing we want to check is whether we have more than 0 ammo, right? Do we have more than 0 bullets in our clip? If we have, we can fire the weapon. Okay. If we don't want to do anything, because, well, we have no ammo. We have to reload the weapon. So after we do that, we want to grab our weapon here, and we want to say spawn emitter attached, which is gonna be one of the, no, it's a system, I think. Spawn system attached, because it's a Niagara emitter, yeah. We'll say muzzle flash 1 for now. If we now go to it, we quickly need to say that it has to be a, it only happens once because it's looping by default, yeah, as you can see. Most emitters always loop because that's how they put it in the preview of Unreal Engine. So now loop behavior once, compile, save. Now it's just continuously playing still, but it only does it once. That makes sense. Now we want to attach it to the weapon socket, to like a socket. So in our pistol, we're just going to be making a default socket that we're going to put on every weapon. So we'll just say muzzle FX socket. Copy that. And to make sure that socket is always facing forward, always make sure that the red, which is the X, is facing forward, blue is up, and green is to the right. That's how you know it's facing forward. Now just make sure it's like in the muzzle. There we go. And in our weapon master, just attach that, muzzle effects, socket. And then we can also spawn a sound. So play sound attached. It's attached to this component. We don't need an attach point name, that doesn't matter. And if we now say pistol, it's hard to hear it, I think. Maybe not on the... We'll just use this one for now, okay? So we compile this, and in our player, our hero master, when we left click, let's actually make this into an input so people can change that if they want. We're gonna do fire weapon, left mouse click, fire weapon. Okay, just gonna get our weapon, and we want to fire the weapon. Okay, and as long as it has ammo, right now it will always have ammo because we don't subtract anything. So let's see how that looks in game. Okay, so I can, there you go. Now it actually has like effects, it has sounds, and you can actually fire the weapon. Okay. But now I want to make it so it doesn't do like a line trains for the damage. So we're actually going to be making a PP bullet master as well. Or projectile master actually, not bullet. So let's say projectile master. And what we're going to be making in here is just a projectile movement. We want to attach a static mesh. Okay, to it. And now by default, I don't think it has like a bullet. It has a rocket or something like that, right? I'm sure it has like the rocket. So if you go to the mesh weapons or like weapon projectiles, you have an arrow, bazooka, and a saw. But for every other weapon, what I'm going to do is actually make it so that it has a sphere. Editor sphere. I'm gonna make it small, so let's say 0.01. Okay. And now we just wanna unhook this and say 1 or 0.5. Okay. Now we need to quickly make a material for this so it has like an emissive value so you can actually see it. So let's make a material, call it M projectile default. Open this up. All we want to do is get a color, which is our base color, and get our base color, multiply this by a constant value, and put that into the emissive. Okay. If I now set this to be like, let's say 25, right? Because it's black, you don't see a difference. If I now put this at like a nice orange, like projectile kind of thing. There you go. Now I actually have like a bullet, right? It actually has like the emissive value. So now if I put this here, as you can see, now it actually is like a bullet. If I now put this at like 5,000 by default and 35,000 at the end, and say gravity scale 0, so no gravity, we can then go into the weapon master. After that we want to say spawn actor from class, which is the projectile master. We want to get the weapons get socket transform, which is the muzzle FX socket, and say always spawn ignore collisions. For now, play. There we go. We actually have like firing trails, right? But as you would have noticed, like the closer I am, it doesn't actually spawn the things. And I think it's because of collision. If I move, it does spawn it. As soon as I stand still, it's not. So it's definitely like a collision thing, right? What we can say is actually go into the pistol. We want to just copy, duplicate this, paste socket. We're gonna call this the spawn socket. Copy the name. And I'm gonna be putting it in front of the weapon. Now if I go into the weapon master and I put it in the spawn socket, it shouldn't overlap with the character. Oh, it's actually going down. Because the muzzle is pointed downwards, it actually goes down. So we have to make the pistol go back up. So it's like facing actually like where he's aiming. So, but like, let's put like, let's see. Is the music being happy birthday? Pretty sure it's happy birthday. Anyway, there we go. But now when we're moving, it's not good. As you can see now the multiple times already. Oh, I just only now noticed. I heard it like 10 times, lol. Oh, my bad. You want me to change the music? I can do something else. Maybe some like gaming music-ish type thing. There we go. Might be a little better, you know. Problem I'm having is, as you can see, the muzzle is pointed upwards because the animation is different. As you can see. Why is that actually? Let's try to go to the pistol locomotion and see the arms when he moves. Yeah, as you can see, the arms move up. I don't know why. There might be a other one. Oh, this is HE2. No? I think this is fine. So as long as he's not zooming in, I'll probably make it so that's like, now it's facing downwards, right? If he's moving, everything is fine. It's just when he's standing still, the animation switches. Whatever. For now, we'll just say whatever, right? I'll have to change it anyway to like sphere tracing the character. Because otherwise this is gonna be, as you can see, if I now aim here, because the socket is offset, like, it's not gonna be accurate, so we'll do it differently. We'll probably make a trace from his character to his forward facing value, like his forward actor, and then aim towards do a trace to where the mouse hits a sphere, and then see if we hit any characters. That's probably how we'll do it to make it accurate. So let's actually do that instead, because this is not accurate and I don't like it. So in the weapon master, we don't spawn this. Actually, we'll just get the. Well, we can do it in the player here. Get the forward vector. We start at the get location. Get the actual location, but it's gonna be on the floor. So we first want to add the in the Z we want to add the half height. So get scaled capsule half height. That will put it at like his face level. And then we want to add the forward vector. This is going to be the start location. This will be the start, and then let's do a line trace. Line trace by channel. This will be the, actually not a line trace, let's do a sphere trace by channel. Okay. So this is a start, and the end location is going to be the where the camera hits. So we're gonna get this again, and the impact location, the impact point is going to be the end. Let's say 25. Let's actually see if this works properly. So there you go. So you can see now he's actually tracing from where he is to where you are clicking, right? So if you're really close, it still detects it. If you're very far away, so it's pinpoint accurate, right? And then you can check whether it hit like an actor. So if I, for example, for 1 second, right, I put in an actor, and I now go and shoot him. As you can see, he actually doesn't, because he's probably ignoring himself. But if I add a skeleton, say I add the skeleton in here, right? And I click, as you can see now it hits the character, and then we can apply damage, right? There you go. And like spawn effects on it and stuff like that. But now it's pinpoint accurate, so that's what we want. We don't want to have it where it's not accurate. So that's that. Quickly gonna finish this. There we go. We're gonna break this. Check the actor, and if the actor is valid, well, if it hits something, the actor is valid, right? So we just want to apply damage. Okay. Like so, and we'll say the damage it does depends on the get weapon. I will say weapon master. We'll make a variable and call it the base weapon damage. That's like the base weapon damage, right? We're not gonna have like weapon like damage dropouts and stuff. We're not gonna have that. So get the base weapon damage, and that is going to be our damage. The instigator is going to be our player controller, because we shot the weapon. And the damage causer is going to be the weapon. Our weapon is the damage causer, right? And the type doesn't really matter. We can leave that as that. So now it's actually going to apply damage. We can test it out as well. So if we, for example, make a pawn or like a character, and we'll call it PP enemy. Let's make a capital enemy master. Okay. If we now, for example, just for now, let's add the skeleton in here. Skeleton SK, say -88, so it's at the bottom, -90. I will give him like the idle by default, like an idle by default, okay? Now on damage, event any damage, what we're actually going to do is, let's for now just spawn a emitter at the location, which will be the explosion. Get actor location, like so. So if he takes damage, it's gonna do that, okay? And we're just gonna say that the skeleton, to make it even more accurate, right? So we want it to, it ignores visibility and blocks camera. So we want to make sure that the generate overlap events is on, and that our hero master trace is actually on the camera. Okay? So now if I drag this guy in here, if I hit him, he should play a explosion. It does not. Okay, so we can see why that is now. In our enemy master, grab a mesh. We might want to do this on this guy, because he's inside of the capsule, right? Make sure it blocks both. Okay. Well, it blocks him, so it's... We're saying hit actor, right? Is it an actor? Yeah, hit actor. Apply it. Oh, it doesn't take any damage because our weapon by default has 0 damage. So let's take say 100, right? Now if we hit him, there we go. This means that he is actually taking damage right now, so we can shoot at him and he will take damage if we hit him. Okay, so that works. I'm quickly gonna take like a 5-minute break, and then we're gonna continue this. So see you guys in a minute.
For the stars, traveling so far, like a dragonfly, just grab my hand from him, send with me tonight. I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run.
We're back. I'm sorry it took a little bit longer than expected. I went to do something real quick. But we are back and we're Gucci now. Alright, so let's continue. Weapon Master, first we want to decrement the ammo as well. So we can't infinitely fire. So we'll just say clip ammo and -1. We want to make sure that we clamp this between the max clip ammo and 0, just so we can't go lower than 0, and set that up. There we go. So now if we play, we can only fire to 12 bullets. There we go. Now I'm spamming it. You can't do it anymore, right? Maybe I want to make like different modes. Like one mode is where it's like the camera follows the rotation of the mesh, and then the other one is like this, where it's like you can turn it the way you want to. Maybe I'll do that. For now we have our weapon, so we can fire the weapon perfectly. Now let's also add so we can reload. So we'll make another custom event. Reload. Say reload weapon. Okay. Now when he's reloading, first thing we want to do is we want to get the current clip ammo that we have. That's how many bullets. We want to do the max clip ammo minus the clip ammo. What that does is, for example, this is always 12, right? The max is 12. You have 12 bullets in the pistol. It's gonna minus the one that you have, and then you have the difference between them. So if you, for example, have 5 ammo left and it has 12 ammo in the clip, that will say like, okay, you have 7 bullets, you shot 7 bullets. Okay. Now if you want to reload this, first thing we want to check is, do we have enough bullets in our stock? Okay. So we want to get our stock and we want to check, do we have more than this ammo? Do we have more bullets in our stock that we need to fully fill this mag? If we do, okay, if we do, we want to first of all decrease our stock ammo by this amount, okay, and then we want to set our clip ammo to be back to 12, so you get max clip ammo like that. Okay. Now, if you do not have enough ammo in the stock, if you don't have enough stock ammo, right, you want to set the stock ammo to 0. Well, first you want to get the amount of stock ammo we have, and we want to get our clip, and we want to add the rest to it, okay, and then you want to say set clip ammo. So then we put the ammo that we have in our stock in there, and then we want to set our stock ammo to be 0. Okay. Now let's make a little player widget, like a HUD, so we can actually see that. So WB player HUD. Okay. Let's open this, and we're just gonna keep it simple, right? So let's make a vertical box in here. It's just gonna be our info. Okay, so let's put it like down here. Okay. Scale it up a little. We'll move it anyway, but for now. Okay, so first thing we want to do is I'm gonna add a border. Okay, this border is just going to be a circle. You'll see what I mean in a second. If I go here, go to my button and take a circle that's oval, circle, okay, like this, and let's take like this one for now. Say desired. We'll actually get rid of the canvas panel. Let's do it again. So vertical box. First thing we want is a horizontal box in here. It's gonna be icon and the player name. So let's say border, which is going to be the circle. Okay. Now our vertical box needs to. Why is it so small? Our border is so small. Why? As you can see, it's extremely small. Why is this the case, though? There's a way to disable that, so it's bigger. Just checking real quick. If I just add the border and add the image. Oh, the reason why is because if we need the image itself in there. That's why it's not working. So if we take the image and we take, for example, the let's say by default we have our basic mail, right? There you go. Now it's on 800, so we don't want that. So we'll say like 150, 150? Something like that, probably. Or like 50-50. Make sure we have like 25 padding. Let's say 75, 75. I will say like 15. We want to make sure that this is hidden, so let's say 5, something like that. Now we just need to make sure that it's masked. Well, we could create a material for this. If I create a material for this guy, right? Just make sure it's user interface. And we want it to be masked. Okay. So we want to make a radial thing so we can actually split that up. So text coordinate, multiply that by a constant. That goes into the UP, center position.
UE4 red, green, blue, alpha. It will ignore the ones we don't use, so our X and our Y is just simply going to be a red and a green. So I want to go ahead and explain that for example. So our for the X, the first value is going to be our left to right, and our Y or the G, or the second value is going to be up and down. 0.5, 0.5 is our middle, and he's going to go on a scale of 0 to 1, top left, 0 to 1, up to down. So if I reset these to 0, the center point of our sphere is going to be the top left. And as I move this around to 1, you'll notice it moves to the top right, and I move this down to 1, it moves to the bottom right. So 1, 1 is the bottom right, 0, 0 is the top left, and our default is going to be center in the middle. So that is how our center position is, 0 to 1 there.
They will function through here for art. So actually pretty easy. I'll do that.
Well, what we could also just do is just export this guy. We'll probably do it for all of them. Let's do here. Let's make a folder called textures. We're just gonna make we're gonna make it circular into we're gonna be making it in Photoshop. It's easier to do, so why not, right? Well, we can just go into the screenshot location for the original one, which is the top-down shooter, saved screenshots window. Let's just get the mail for now. I'll quickly show what I'm doing, in case people want to see this. All we're doing is just grabbing the image. This lagging. Now just make sure that it's as big as this was the original size. Okay, now what we're just going to do is grab a circle. I think it's something like this, okay? Put this and then just... Okay, now for this background color, we can just set this to 0, I think. No, because I can see that doesn't work. Okay, let's grab both of them and then you can do, where is it again? Well, what we can also do is just do this, right? Now for the background, we can actually get like a nice on this. Don't know why it's not working now. Okay, have to do it this way. So for now, go into gradient mode, make it radial, Now, first color is going to be like, let's do like dark red. Second color is going to be like a light red. I don't know, something like this I guess will work. Now we can just add some drop shadow for this guy. Okay. Now we have kind of how it will look, and we'll say profile picture, whatever. Okay, now I'll go back into the engine and import texture. Let's import them. Quickly open this, and we want to set the compression to be user interface and the texture group to be UI. Okay. Now for this guy we can just say that guy. I will say 100 by 100. There you go. Now we have this little thing, but it looks like it's off center, but it shouldn't be. Oh, now it's on center. Let's re-import it, because I need to make sure that it's we need to make sure that the texture is centered. So let's clear this for now. Okay. Get rid of this guy. Re-import it while it's actually centered. Okay, so this is scaling it's actually going to be, right? If it's not zoomed in. Maybe add like 50, so you can actually see like the little border around it, maybe. Or just make it so it doesn't have a border at all, so that might be the best. Let's actually look and say like, okay, 9. Okay, 9 works. There you go. So that would be like the thingy, okay? Then now we're just gonna be adding how much money he has. So let's actually get this border, wrap this with a vertical box, and then wrap this with a horizontal box. Okay, we have this. Now we want to add another vertical box in here. Okay, so inside this horizontal, add another vertical. We're gonna add the text first, which is the player's name. So let's say but donk 2025, whatever, right? Let's do that. Let's do to upper. Set like 18, so it looks a little nicer. This, always make sure it fills. This one, let's just put it at like 18, like 15, so it's like nice and centered. Okay, so this will be the player name. We can get the color from it, but just gonna keep it white for now. Okay. Next thing we want is a health bar, right? We want to know how much health he has. So progress bar, circular. What I want to know is if I actually put this inside of this border and I do wrap with a overlay, I get the circular progress bar here. Okay. Now let's try to make it so it's actually lined up. Okay. Now it's lined up. Okay. We can say let's change this circle line to make something else. Okay. Now get the progress bar. general size, let's say like 145. Okay. Now we want to say separation. Let's say 10. No. Just say 1, so we have from 0 to 1. Now if I set this current percent to 1, there we go. And our current health is gonna be like a nice green, pretty sure, yeah. Okay. 0.5. We will actually have the damage, right? So the background color, so we'll say nice black. Okay. And the target percent is the health that it, if you heal, you can put that and then it falls to that level. So we'll say like okay. I can also use a gradient. Huh. I think that looks good for now. So that's the health bar. Okay. And then we have, let's actually make this border now, make it like less noticeable. So like, so it's less noticeable, I guess. Or we make it so that this border is just default circle, not like those fancy stuff here. Or maybe one of those could work, I guess. But maybe if we make sure that this image has only like 1. So if we go to the border and we put it back at white. I think that would be kind of cool. Now just make it so that this border, turn, add the border and add a transform, right? And we just want to make sure that like at 3 seconds it rotates by 180. Oh, but we don't want to move the image though, so we'll have to negative the image. So I should get the image and let's get this image and also track the transform as well, so that by default this is like that, and then at 3 seconds when we move it we want to 180 this, so it stays the same. No, we want to minus 180 this, so it stays the same value, so the character stays the same. Okay. Okay, and then add, let's move this to like 6. Like at 5.5, we'll say like 360. So it's back at 0. And then here we want to say minus 360. But now if I play it, grab our image and let's say if we do like 90 by 90. Now in the graph, when this gets constructed, we just wanna play animation. Number of loops, 0. So it loops infinitely. Now let's go to our player controller, and on gameplay, we just wanna create a widget. Okay, which is gonna be the player HUD, and add. Now the issue we're gonna run into is this is like not on canvas, obviously. So what we want to do is quickly make another widget, which is gonna be our player HUD. I'll put this, and I'll change this one to, and I'll change this one to player stats. Now I'll make this a player HUD. Okay. Now in here, all I want to do is get the user created one, which is the player stats. Drag that in here. And I want to make sure that it is size of content and put it at the bottom. And let's say 50, 50, minus 50. Okay. Now we want to make sure that in our controller it uses the player HUD. Okay. Now let's see. There you go. Now you actually have like your health bar already. Okay. And it like moves around. You see the animation moves like around. It's a nice little detail, I suppose. No? So the next thing we want is the credits that the player has. So go in here. And we have our vertical box. We're gonna make a horizontal box. This one is going to be a image. It's gonna be our money symbol. So we'll just go and get our money. I'm gonna use, doesn't have like actual coins. If I have like actual coins, it might be more fun. Let's do this one. Keep it kind of stylized, you know? Say 50 by 50 or say 35, 35. It's fine. Middle. Okay. Make sure our horizontal box has like 15 padding as well. This is gonna be our balance. So we have text, which is just going to display the amount of money. And we'll say like a million. So let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Say a million is max, right? So it'll need to be more than that. So we'll get both of these and say let's say like scale both of them. I want to move this one to the right side. This one to also go to the right side, but then it goes off screen. Just auto this again. Put like 15, but only on the left side. So we'll say 0, 0. Let's give it like a orange yellowish for the color for the coins. Sure, we give it the same color. We can always change this later down the line. It's just for like showcasing a little bit. So we have our name. Let's actually find one more other font for this, so we can separate them a little bit. Always make sure you do 100% free. Let's find like a nice coin thing. Take this one. I like this. Just want to have a couple ones. Let's just take the bold one for now. Let's add the desktop now. Make sure we import this in our fonts folder, which we do not have. Let's. Gaat die bed in? Kom zelfs op. Okay, move that in there. Cleaned up a little bit, you know. Now here we want to set the biome bold. Yes. Okay. Now we can actually use that. So I'll say biome bold for this. This has to be middle, so it doesn't transform. Okay. So now we have our character. We have our name. We have our credits. What else do we need? I'll probably put that on the right side, right? Or I can put it like right here, which weapon you have. I think for now this is fine, right? If I look in the game. Doesn't look amazing, but for now I think it's fine. Oh, I can still see it's making explosions. Why is that? Webmaster. Oh, it's because any damage. It's on a any damage event. If we go to our hero master, it's right here. Yeah. What we can also do really quickly, just to fix that, is what if we make this into, this has to be an input, right? So like, can he fire or not? But in order to do that, we want to have a little, we want to put this in a function. Let's put this in a function which is, has ammo. Pure, constant. Check if he has ammo. Now in our hero master, we can actually call that and say has ammo. If he has ammo, he can fire the weapon. If he does not have ammo, he cannot fire the weapon. Come. It's a double check, yeah, but whatever. There we go. Now we can't fire the weapon anymore. So that's good. Alright, so we have our health. By default, we'll set it to be 1, but we're gonna set it up properly. So we're gonna go into progress bar and we are gonna do if I do this and I say set percent, set the percent. So we want to do this on sort of a tick based. We can do tick based in case we take damage. We'll actually like decrease it. Okay. So on the pre-construct, we want to get player character. For now, I'm just gonna do a dirty cast. So cast to master, hero master. Okay. Just gonna save this. Okay. And in our tick, we just want to say, okay, if this is valid, then set the percent based on the health that we have. So in the hero master, make a little health, which is a float, and make a max health as well. Okay, So by default, max health is set to be 100. Okay. So we make sure that in the begin play, we set our health to be our max health. So we start with full health. Okay. But this is gonna be 100 value, right? So we need to make sure that in our player stats is actually the one that we want it. Yeah. I don't know why it's in both of them now. We don't need it in our HUD. Oh. Okay. Okay. So we want to get health. Now we just need to divide this by 100. So we have a 0 to 1 value. Set that up. Okay. So if I now, for example, just to test it out, right? I set my max health to be 15. Okay. Now press play. There we go. Now my health is set to 15. Okay. If I set it to be 100. Okay. There we go. Now we start at 100 health. Full health. Okay. Now we just need to make a let's do a box trigger. Well, what I can just say, oh, collision components. Let's make a custom one for a second. Come on. Get rid of this trigger. Quickly create a speed damage box. All it is a box collision. Okay. Then on component hit, apply damage. Okay. Now in our player master, just quickly set up that we can take damage. So any damage, get our health, minus that, clamp between 0 and our max health, and now set that up to your health. There you go. So now we will take damage. Okay. So now let's drag the box damage in here, scale it up, and make sure that we can see it in game. Play. Okay. Now if I run in here, I should take damage. It doesn't seem like I am. Let's also print hello. See if we're actually triggering it. We're not triggering it. Okay. Why is that? Our box collision set to overlap all, but I think I just need to do it begin overlap. I think. Try it on begin overlap. No. Why is my trigger then not working? Damage detector, okay. Something is going on where I'm not receiving inputs. Should overlap this. weird. It's not. My damage box is not getting damage. Like it's not taking damage. We're not taking damage. Don't know why. Oh. That's already one mistake, but it's not the reason why we're not taking damage. It has something to do with this collision box. Should overlap everything. But well, I don't know why I'm doing it with a trigger box. Either way, what I can just say is I can delete this trigger box, go into our character, and for now let's just F key. No, not F. Say the V key. When we press V, we just apply damage. Damage actor is ourself. The amount of damage is like 10. Get player controller. Damage causer is ourself. Okay. So when we press V, we should take damage. So. Let's actually, when we hit damage, make sure that we can just quickly print the value so we actually see if it's working or not. Okay, it is. But our HUD is not updating. Why? It should, because it's literally being set. Update percent. Okay, now it is. Okay. Just make sure that our interpolation is on. Charismatic interpolation, key delay, thickness, density. I want to interpolate that, right? So set that up like that. Then I'm gonna go from our default health, filter to okay. Now I actually take damage. As you can see. Now we're dead. Okay. I can also probably change the color. Fill color. Set fill color. I will probably just leave it. I like the way if it's like clean like this. So if you now take damage, there you go, goes down. And when it hits 0, you should die, right? There you go. Let's quickly set up reloading and then I'm gonna end the stream for now. We'll work on it another day. So reload. Archie. Master here. Let's set up reload. Okay. When we want to reload, we want to get weapon. We want to reload weapon. So let's see. I should have already set it up. Reload and I can fire again. Okay. Now we just quickly need to update the weapon stats, right? So what I'm actually going to do is left 15, right 15, the name, bottom 0. Okay. And now below here we'll just have our current ammo. So we'll have another horizontal box in this vertical box, and this will be, get rid of the image, we want to have text, which is our current clip ammo, so we'll say 12, and then we want to have another text, which is just the divider, so, and then we want to have the stock ammo, so 180. Okay, now just make sure that these ones are like this. Make sure they don't have padding, and this has to be on the left aligned like so. Sure, the horizontal box has like some 10 top padding. Can make this a little bigger, so let's say 36. Make sure it's in the middle. These two as well. Let's make it white. My music got deleted. Okay. There we go. Now, maybe less top padding. So, okay. Now we want to bind the vents to this. So, bind, create binding. This will be our hero master get weapon and get the clip ammo. Okay, so that's our clip ammo, and now we want to copy this, go back here and say bind as well, and we want to get the stock ammo, compile and save for in game. If I now play, you have your bullets at the bottom. Oh! I saw an issue. If we shoot one bullet, it just swaps them, which is not what we want. So weapon master. So let's go to the reload and see what's going on. If we have more bullets in our stock ammo than the bullets that we need, yes, that's true, right? Then we want to get the bullets that we need. Oh, we want to remove that from the stock ammo, obviously. Not just change it, obviously. There you go. 2 bullets, there you go, 2 bullets. 5 bullets, there you go. 3 bullets, there you go. Now it's working perfectly. We have ammo. Okay. Okay. Now what we can do is like later down the line, like every time it changes, it does like a little effect, but maybe not. I don't know. Not sure yet. Might do that, might not. I don't know yet. I think for now I'm just gonna make like 28, make it a little bigger, so it's like more visible. There you go. Okay, now let's just make a custom crosshair. So say cursor, hardware cursor, no, software cursor. So for our default, we're actually gonna be making a little widget for this, just WB custom cursor. Okay. Get rid of the canvas. You just want to have an image, which is gonna be. Let's quickly add our crosshairs. Okay. Now get our crosshairs. Let's add a fun little crosshair for now. We'll add this one, why not? And desired. This is how big it will be. Make it 32 by 32. 32 by 32 for now. And we want to do the custom crosshair. So custom cursor for the default one. Save and save all. Play. There we go. Now we actually have a custom crosshair. See? Okay. Can reload and we can continue fighting again. I'll make it bigger. 45 by 45. It's pixelated, but I think it can get away with being pixelated. There you go. Awesome. Okay. What you could do now is like for the custom cursor, for the color, what you can say on the tick is get player controller, and you want to say cursor and break, and if there is an actor underneath it, what you want to do is just grab this image and set color, set brush tint color, no, set color and opacity. Okay, and we want to make it like a nice red. Like that. And if it doesn't hit anything, then we just want to go back to like a yellow. Okay. So now in theory, if we hover over an enemy, it should make red. No. Right now we have it if it hits anything. But it needs to be only on actors. So quick make an interface. That's how we're gonna do this. Gonna communicate using interfaces later down the line. So PPI combat. Say PPI combat. So say PPI combat. Set view is valid. Check. That's combat. Do that. Okay. Now nobody has a combat, so everything should be yellow. Okay, like that. But if I now go to my character, my master, and I add the combat. Okay. Now if I hit him, there you go. As you can see, now you can see like, oh, okay, he's an enemy, right? Now he's an enemy. Okay. Yeah, that's how you do that. That's how you like change crosshair colors. Okay. Now the one thing that is annoying though is, see how it disappears if I hold the mouse button? So if I go to cursor, if I add another one for don't know why it disappears. I'll have to fix that. But yeah. There you go. Now we have like pretty much a working prototype. You can also just say health of this enemy, say 100. Instead of spawn this emitter, we can just say health minus clamp. Okay. And just say set our health. If this is equal to 0, then just destroy the actor. Okay. Now on begin play, we want to do get actor or AI move to. Now the pawn to move to is get player character. Actually, this, and our pawn is ourself. Okay. Acceptance distance 35. Okay. Now when he succeeds, wait 0.2 seconds and continue. Okay. Now if we add a nav mesh bounce volume here, we just move it down, press B so we can actually see, and scale this up. There you go. Now he should be moving towards us. Yeah. We can make it slower, like 200. Okay. So now he's moving towards the character. Okay, now, there you go. Shoot him, and you kill him, and there you go. Let's make a quick little dirty spawner. BP, enemy spawner. Okay. So just add on the scene root, we just want to say on begin play, set timer by event, custom event, spawn, time every second, loop it, and say spawn actor from class, enemy, master, spawn transform, get world transform. Okay, now close this, open this, sorry, split and split again, rotation same, scale the same, X the same, Y the same. You want to add, say like 100 in the Z so they like don't collide into the ground. Okay. Now if I get rid of everything in the map and get my spawners, drag like a few of them in there, right? Now press play. Now they did spawn. The main issue we have right now is we need to place in world or spawn because we're spawning them. There we go. Okay, now we have like a little wave-based game mode already. Every second might be just too much. But yeah, you see the point, right? Go to their spawner and maybe say like every 5 seconds or something. I don't know. But yeah, that's kind of how the game would be. You would have like enemies, and you just have to survive. It's kind of like a clicking type of game. You can also zoom out and it still works, or you can zoom all the way in. Now you have like a little in-depth, like closer view of like where characters are and where enemies are. Of course, it won't do this much damage for the pistol, you know, because like that's crazy. But yeah, that would just be like the mechanics, and then you can also like build barriers and traps and stuff to survive a little easier. It is pretty fun though. No ammo. Okay. What I think would be nice is if you have above the character, right? Above your character, you have like a widget on the screen that shows like he's reloading, like a little notification, like reloads or reloading depending on what you have. Okay. So to do that, let's just go WB. Reload info. Get rid of this. It's just gonna be a text. Let's say put it in the biome. Let's say reloading upper. Desired. This is how big it would be. Could be smaller. Okay. Now in our hero master. Okay. Want to add the widget in here, okay, which is going to be screen, reloading, reload info, draw a desired size. Okay, now go here and we move this widget up. See how it looks in game. Okay, just so it has a little bit of like it shows you what the player is currently doing when he's reloading. And now in the Hero Master, when we reload, we want to set the visibility to be true. Let's say after like a second, we want to disable the visibility again. And by default it's not visible. Okay. So if we play, we can press play. Now if I shoot a couple of these guys and I reloading, and it's gone again. Just to give you like info, you know? Okay. Now in our reloading thing, what I kind of want to do is make it a variable, okay? And bind for the text. And what we want to do is actually on the pre-construct, get player character. For now, let's just cast to it. Hero Master. For now, we're casting. Afterwards, we're gonna replace it by interfaces. For now, whatever. Okay. So now in our get text, we want to get Hero Master. We wanna get the weapon. Okay. And get clip ammo. Okay. We want to check if the clip ammo is equal to 0. If it's equal to 0, then we want to say out of ammo. Okay. So out of ammo. Okay. If it's not a 0 and we set it visible, then it will say reloading. This will be like reload. This one will be reloading ... Okay. Okay. But now when we, here's a mask, right? If we fire the weapon and we cannot fire the weapon anymore, means that we don't have ammo. Okay. Now if we don't have ammo, what we can just say is okay, and set the visibility to be true. Okay. So now if I run myself out of ammo, it will ask you to reload. Reloading, and will disappear. Yes, you reloaded. Okay. But I'm gonna do a little bit more than this. Okay. So we also want to bind for the color and opacity, and we want to basically say the same thing. Okay. So if make slate color, okay. This will be red because we need to reload, right? And if it's just saying reloading, then we just keep it to be white. Okay. So let's see. Okay. It's asking you to reload. Now I'm reloading, and now it's gone. Okay. Last thing I want to do is quickly make like an animation. So let's say warning. Add text block and add like a transform, which is gonna be doing like 0.20, make it like 1.25, 1.25, and here at 0.30 I want to like move it up. Move it up, and at like 0.5 put it back at 1. Let's see. No. So let's grab these guys and we want to make them grab these guys, move them in a little bit. Okay. Now we can just go like that. Okay, warning. Now the only time we want to play the warning is when we're here. When we're here, and it's true, we want to play the animation. We'll play the animation and then also set our text. And the amount of times we're gonna play is just looping. Okay. Now it's always gonna do that. Okay. But now the next time it's going to say stop animation. Okay. So let's see. No. Okay. So what we need to do is just copy this and copy this. Okay. Get rid of this, get rid of this, because you can't do it on this because it's just binds to the text. And here on the tick, like I said, we'll make everything efficient later down the line. For now, we're just going to do this. Okay. So it's not playing the reload animation though. Still not playing it. Okay. Why is it not playing it? That's the question. Should play this. Why not? If I do that. I think it's because it's ticking. Okay. So now when you're reloading, it goes away. Okay. Stop. We also want to do a do once on this. This will go to here, and this will reset this one. That will go into there, and that will reset that one. So that worked. Now if I do it again, it's gonna ask you to reload. Now I'm reloading, and it's gone. Now if you're just reloading, it will just say reloading, and now it spams you because it's empty. Okay. There we go. Let's quickly play montage when we do this. When we reload, set the visibility, do it in between here. Play montage. Okay. Montage that we want to play for now is just going to be the handgun reload. And montage, upper body, and just play this for now. We're gonna change that later down the line, obviously. But yeah, for now, shoot this. I have to reload. There we go. Now you actually have like pretty good feedback that the player is reloading, yeah? Obviously we can play some don't think we have reload effects. Oh. Okay. Let's play that one. This can be a 2D sound. Let's make it fairly. Let's make it lower though, like 0.4. Okay. Okay. Let's make the reload animation a little faster. Okay. So yeah, that's all we got after like 3 hours of working on this. It's not bad. It's not a bad start, you know. We have our little. It is like a small little mini game. Then if they hit us, as you can see at the bottom left, you'll take damage. Till you die. I just press the buttons now, but you know, that's how it would be. Obviously, one mistake I made is if I go into my character. I only wanted to reload when I hit a certain value in certain position in the montage, and I also want to make sure that I can only do it once. So do once. Okay. Now when it blends out, I want to reload it. Okay. If I interrupt it, I want to reset it. If I blend out and I complete it, I want to reset it too. Okay. So if I, for example, press a reload, shoot. So let's say reload, shoot. It doesn't cancel the animation. It just played the animation anyway. Well, because I'm interrupted. Interrupted, we want to do a delay. Make a delay before we end it, because otherwise it's just gonna be. Otherwise, you can just spam it. We'll work on this later on the line to make sure it's like actual. We'll also add like bullet penetration and stuff like that. Alright guys, I'm gonna end the stream here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please come back the next time. And whoever's watching the VOD, thank you for watching till the end. And yeah.